Hi, this is Marie. I'm one of your marker pop colorists. I have a mini tutorial for you today. And today we're going to be coloring up a clear stamp by Tiddly inks called Berry Sweet. We're going to be doing the hair on this image. It will be a brunette colored hair. And I stamped the image using this wonderful Express It. It is smooth, it doesn't have as much tooth as Cryogen, and I used Memento Tuxedo Black. This will be a safe ink for all of your alcohol ink-based markers, your Copics, your ShinHan, your Pro Marker, all of them. So we're using our Twin Touch ShinHan brush markers, and we're using BR99, BR100, and BR101, and BR134 for the highlight. So we're gonna just cover the area we're going to be working on with our BR134. It is the lightest brown that we will be using in our combo. Very different numbering system than you will see with the Copic markers. When I figure out the actual system, I'll let you know. But for right now, for this particular combo, 134 will be your lightest. Now we're going to map it with our mid-tone, and that will be a BR101. We're just mapping the areas that will be obscured from the light or in shadow. And I'm doing this with my mid-tone to allow me the opportunity to change that shadow if I feel that it just doesn't look right. I'm mapping it out, seeing how does this look. And with the ShinHan, it glides so wonderfully over your paper. You barely need to touch the paper, and the ink goes on super smooth. Again, I'm using the wrist action, flicking motion. Careful not to over blend my lines because I'm doing hair. And I'm doing the next darker tone right on top, and that is my BR100. Right on top, and again flicking. I want those line marks. They're short flicking methods because I do not want to go too far into my highlights. You can see I have my light source coming from kind of from the top. I want the crown of the hair to all be in highlight. So avoid flicking too far at this point. So as I look at my image, I really like the way I have my shadows mapped at this time. And so I'm going to put my darkest shadow color, which is my BR99, directly on top, and I'm using it sparingly in those areas that are the most in shadow. Again, flicking in the direction that the strand of hair would be going. And careful not to overblend. Allowing the flicking marks and lines to remain. It'll give a more realistic look. Now we're going to blend out from the very outer edge of the shadow a little bit more toward highlight, with our mid-tone, with our darkest mid-tone. From the outer edge a little toward the highlight, but not blending those lines. You can see the lines are still there. And now we're going with our lighter mid-tone, the BR 101. I am using 2 mid-tones. You can get by with dimensional coloring with 3 colors, but I'm doing 4, and 2 of those are mid-tones. Mid-tones should constitute about 70% of your image. You notice I'm doing half of the hair, and then I will go back and do the other half afterwards. You want to blend while your Copic is still wet. You do not want to lay down all one color, then go back and put your other color on. You will want to color while your image is still wet. That's the beauty of alcohol ink markers and how wonderfully they can work together one with another. We just laid down the base coat with our very lightest highlight color 134. Now we're going to map our shadows with our lighter mid-tone, just establishing. Where we want the shadow area to go. Small flicking motions. With the wrist again, the nib barely touching the paper. And now our darker mid-tone, BR 100. See how the numbering system on Copics and ShinHan differ? We'll want to always be very consistent with our highlight source throughout our entire image. Always having this on this particular image consistent from the left and the right. And we're going to just map in the very darkest of our shadow, our BR 99. And we're using it sparingly. Sometimes less is more. I absolutely love contrast. The more contrast, the better. But I like my shadow areas, for the most part, to be used sparingly. We're going to blend out from the outer edge of the darkest shadow. Small flicking motions to allow the flicking lines to remain so that it looks realistic, like strands of hair. And blending again toward the highlight in the direction in which the hair would flow with our light mid-tone, and then finally our highlight, our BR 134. Careful not to overblend. See how her hair is getting that dimensional look? One strand, some of it in front of the other shadow areas on the underside. So I'll finish this card, and you'll be able to see at the end of the video here my finished product. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you give this a try and enjoy.